it was scary.
Yeah.
I mean, it was scary, but you had so many mixed emotions of like, you know, you're thinking somebody messed up, right? This is not going to end the way that whoever did this thinks this is going to end. And then at the same time, it's the University of Oklahoma. It's Norman. Okay, this is not your average Oklahoma college. Okay, it's not a red school. Okay, it's a very well diverse mix. You know, and they got their international scholars and all that. And I am telling you, the protest fired up by that day. And we had to assemble. I was in ROTC at the time. And we had to assemble. And I mean, just me putting on my BDUs and walking over there, people were yelling in my face. You know, there were already anti-war folks out that day. And I could not believe it. We had a battalion full of ROTC kids ready to go fight, you know. And half of these ROTC kids, not even half, 90% of them, never done a single day in a military life. Whereas I was a little bit different. I'm already sworn in. These kids are just learning military and training to be military officers. And they became great officers. But, I mean, we were ready to go. So that day, I mean, I still remember coming from Adams Tower, across the street, walking up to the South Oval, and there they were. It was absolutely crazy, you know. Oh, you get up that morning and you're like, are we going to go to class? I guess we're going to go to class. But by the time we get to the bottom of the elevator, you know, the campus had shut it down, rightfully so, as I think every school in America did that day. But yeah, no, that's when I realized, like, okay, I know what I signed up for. I really did. But at the same time, I was like, my unit is a supply unit. Mm-hmm. Okay, fuel, water, and supply. And everybody's seen the movie with Pauly Shore in it when he's the water guy, right? So I mean, this should be pretty safe. Well, it turns out I learned as a 20-year-old, 21-year-old, we were the 1011th Quartermaster Company, C/S. And I didn't know what C/S stood for. It stands for Combat Supply. So here I am, rolling tankers, rolling trucks, rolling fuel units, all the way through Baghdad and going north to Balad.
Basically driving a bomb.
Oh yeah, you're driving.
You are the target.
You got that. And then, honestly, the military was stretched, and so we get there, and you know, I know how to fuel stuff. Right, I'm on the fuel platoons. There's a water platoon. They're purifying water. They're turning for folks to have some sort of shower. But yeah, next thing you know, they're going, hey, we need a QRF. We need a quick reaction force. Okay, you guys are going to do that. Oh, okay. So I have combat training. They call it basic combat training for a reason. It's pretty basic. It's pretty damn basic. I don't have urban combat training. I don't even have 11 Bravo, infantry training. But I know how to shoot my weapon, and we know how to make everything happen. Then the next thing you know, like, we need you guys to do convoy security for all the supplies that were coming from BIOP, which is Baghdad International Airport at the time, to here. Then we have to take them and disperse them. So we'd have to escort our own convoys, which was where the real danger was. But I'll tell you, we got up there in like April, and by that time, the third idea had kind of rolled through and just steamrolled everything, right? And there were some hot spots like in Fallujah, but nothing where we were. I remember rolling down the road. I don't have my helmet on. I don't even have my flak vest on or plates. It's hanging on the door. My weapon is sitting here to my side. The magazine's in it, but it's not loaded. Okay? There's nothing in the chamber. And we're driving down the road just like we had been for the last month, and all of a sudden someone starts shooting, and they start shooting a lot. And I remember looking over at I was driving, and I remember looking over my co-driver going, holy shit, someone's shooting at us. And
this is actually real now.
This is actually really real. Yeah. And then at that point in time, it was game on. Yeah. You know what I mean? We were running. We were I could put this jacket on. You know, next thing you know, our rifles are pointing out the windows of everything. And it was at that point in time was a different game. You know, It was a different game. At one point in time, we got mortared for like 80 straight nights.
Jeez.
I remember the first night getting mortared. Scared to death.
Yeah.
Scared to death. Then you realize these guys aren't really good at aiming them, which is scary in itself. Okay, you know what I mean? But so they would run around the base and like try to shoot mortars out of the back of moving trucks. But you would hear them. And then you kind of got to the point where it's like, how does that one sound? That's way far away from me. I'll go back to sleep. You know, so when you become dull to those things, I think I tell that people the best on, you know, what's post-traumatic stress, how does that, you know, what gets you there? And it's like, well, when you become pretty dull to very serious danger,
yes.
You know, and we could tell it too, like we're at month 12 of, you know, we're just waiting to go home any day, and we got new troops, new soldiers coming in. And at that time, they had sirens when the mortars would go off. Always late, but they had them. We had bunkers in between our tents. We were still there so early, we stayed in tents the whole time. The cabins and the little trailers came in where all the new soldiers got to stay. I'm still not upset about that. Air conditioning, all that good stuff. Anyway, there's the sirens going off, the mortars. They're not close to us. We can hear it. It's like 8 a.m. And in between our tents were these big concrete bunkers that you could go get in if you liked. Well, we just used them to brush our teeth and spit our toothpaste into. We never got in a day in our life. I wake up and sirens are going off, and one of the guys is sitting at the opening of the tent smoking a cigarette, and he's just staring. And I'm like, hey, Levi, what are you staring at, man? He goes, look. So I come out and look, and our whole little concrete bunker is filled with folks. All these new soldiers, all these new troops. They're scared to death. Mm-hmm. And I was like, God, remember when we used to be that scared? Man, look at those guys. I mean, we're making fun of these guys for having a completely normal human reaction, right? To where 13 months later, you just go, hey, if a mortar's got my name on it, then it's got my name on it. We'll go on about our business.
Yeah.
You do. So that's what I kind of tell people. That's when, you know, you got a little post-traumatic stress issue. You know,
yeah.
You do things, you become pretty numb to things.
Yeah.